So welcome everyone. So glad you could join us here today on the Omnibus. The Get on the Omnibus campaign has been very much a grassroots effort that began because many of us, I think, are a bit concerned and a bit discouraged sometimes about how we're able to influence the concerns that we have as citizens in the operation of our city, and that sometimes there's a disconnect between the input we give as citizens and residents. And certainly we've just completed a strategic planning process that had us providing input to the Vision 2050 project. And there were over 1,500 people responded. There were 5,000 ideas captured. And there were a series of capacity building workshops that the facilitator conducted in order for us to really understand how do we influence government, and more importantly, what are the things that are really important to us in terms of growing our little city and improving on the things that are really of urgent concern, including the staggeringly concerning number of people who are unhoused, who are suffering from mental health and addictions and have nowhere to go but the front steps of City Hall on a Saturday night. That doesn't seem right in our city, especially because we do know that there are solutions, not permanent. They don't fix it every time, but integrated care, integrating housing and support services, mental health service, and primary care services. Integrating that all in one gives people a safe place to find a home here in Owen Sound. So we want to see more of that kind of evidence-based approach that is caring and gives dignity for all of us. So the focus has often been on, helping developers to get a waiver on the development fees so they can build condos that nobody can afford. That's not how you grow your economy. You have to have a readiness to attract employers, and a readiness means having healthcare, having affordable housing, having transportation, having a pipeline for education so that our kids don't just go away after school and come back. They too often go away and never come back. So we want to have a pipeline that says, okay, how do we help kids to find careers, maybe not just in Bruce Power, because they're pretty good at it. What about our healthcare system? What about growing our tourism? What about fishing? What about hockey? There's all kinds of places that are already thriving in Owen Sound. And we've got to make those attractive for ourselves and for our kids. So what we're saying is get on the omnibus so that we as citizens can help the city to hear us clearly and to take seriously the ideas and the recommendations we bring forward, and not to just rely on staff reporting, which is often constrained by what they see as what is doable within this budget, rather than what would it take to solve the problem. So that's the approach we're taking. Get on the omnibus is how do we solve these problems and move on and get the expertise that we need in order to grow our city. So that's the omnibus in a short, well, very long way. But there's a whole team of us here in this grassroots campaign. And I want to say we all came together in the last week. So what is it? Today is the 24th. So that gave us, when did we start? Abraham, you started, I think, not even a week ago. I'm surprised he's still here because I thought we would kill each other trying to get our social media up, but he's still here. And he's going to be starting a brand new fundraising campaign because we're going broke trying to do this as it needs to be done. We're not doing it on the cheap. We're doing it because it's going to take a really good campaign to sway this city. So invest in your city, and Abraham is going to launch that campaign shortly. Abraham's here. He's joining us actually from Bangladesh. And I don't know what time it is there, but I think it's pretty late. So Abraham, I'm so glad to have you on board. And he came to join us because his expertise is actually in technology, and that is not my expertise. So when I needed an expert, I called that guy. And then locally, I was really lucky. I had on my other side Linda Ciotti. And Linda has an expertise going back significantly in her career on helping people to understand and to use and be comfortable with and relax when they use things like Zoom. Linda, did you want to say hello?
Thank you, Pat. I will say hello. And if anybody wants to know what my background is, I've posted it in the chat.
Thank you. And of course, Linda is also a volunteer with the Harmony Center and with the railroad, or sorry, the railway.
Community Waterfront Heritage Center.
Thank you. So lots of really deep familiarity with our city and with the challenges we face. And then last but not least, I am joined by Eamon O'Connor. And Eamon is our creative content. Eamon and I, actually his mom and dad, started a cancer organization in Hamilton that still exists today and is thriving. And it's called Wellwood, not Wellspring, Wellwood. And it was very much a grassroots effort. Eamon, I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to say your dad, Greg, was a gynecologic oncologist, one of the rare specialties that we have, and he was one of the best. And unfortunately, he developed a rare form of cancer and died when Eamon was quite young. But Eamon's mom and I became very good friends. And through that, Eamon and I became friends. And then we worked together on a cancer campaign. So, Eamon, you're bringing all that creative and relationship knowledge to bear. And I really welcome you onto our team. Did you want to say hello?
Yeah, thank you, Pat. I appreciate those comments and the backstory on why campaigning and healthcare is important to me. It's a pleasure to work on projects with you and to support the voices of people that could use some lift. So I'm taking lead on video and photo creation for this program, and happy to be here. Thanks, Pat.
Yeah, I'm just going to add, because the next thing I'm going to ask you to do is start our video. But Eamon has his own creative agency, and he doesn't just work with me, because believe me, I wish he could, but he works with McLean Engineering, for example, and a number of cancer charities, Rethink Breast Cancer, and so on. And he creates magnificent stories for them, similar to what John Fearnall has done here in Owen Sound. But Eamon has a bit of a broader audience for his work. So, so that's a little pitch for the local guy who's got something important to bring to your organization or your business. So we will make sure we post credits for you. And now I'm going to turn it over to you so you can start our video, because all of the things I've just talked about here usually take a long time to explain to very different audiences, very different people. So rather than having to repeat this and listen to me all the time, we put it on a video, and Eamon's going to share it now.
Thank you, Pat. I appreciate it. So this video was born from a voicemail that Pat sent me a couple nights ago, and it really tells the story of why this is important to her. But I think a lot of the notes would speak broadly to the Owen Sound population and even the areas surrounding. It sheds light on some of the issues, some of the reasons why this campaign is so important, why people need to be involved. And we've taken Pat's voicemail and we've collaborated with a local filmmaker and John Fearnall, and he has lended his drone aerial videography to the piece. And we haven't added lots of splashy graphics, but we have punctuated the video with some captions of Pat's. We thought that was a great way to kind of set the foundation for this campaign. So I'm happy to share that.
I'm just going to let people know we're going to be inviting you to share your stories too. Any way you want, video, audio, email, we'll take it. I didn't grow up here. I followed my daughter here in 2017 when she moved to Owen Sound to start her practice and to start her family. And then when COVID hit, my oldest daughter brought her family home to Canada from Asheville, North Carolina. And now 9, soon to be 10, of the people I love most in the world live within a 10-minute walk of Owen Sound City Hall. And that's why Vision 2050 matters to me, because I'm not going to be here, but they will. So a while ago, I was excited because the city had launched a new strategic planning process, which sounds pretty boring, and they called it 2050. At its core, it asked us, residents, citizens, voters, hockey players, students, what kind of city we wanted for the future. So that was a good start. They brought a planning team to town. It's called a placemaking team. Never heard of anything like that, but I think what made that powerful for me was that team listened. They asked simple questions. What makes you feel safe in Owen Sound? What makes you feel proud? What makes people feel welcome? What makes you want to start a business or travel or have your kids move here? So almost 1,000 of us took part in a survey as part of that process. Seniors, students, fishermen, business owners, tourists, staff. Together we shared more than 5,000 ideas. And for once, it really felt like City Hall was listening, taking notes, learning. But then, when that final plan came back to council this fall, after it had been several drafts that staff had worked on were rejected, it was sent back to council, and by the time it appeared, it was so different from the one that we as residents had helped to write, and we didn't recognize it. Some of the really clear language about fairness and inclusion and accountability, all of that was gone. But more important, so were the clear, practical commitments to public washrooms downtown or wraparound services that meet people where they are, for mental health, addictions, housing, together, all in one place. Because those are called integrated services. And the Ontario Health Team, the local Ontario Health Team, knows how to deliver those things. But I don't think anyone at City Hall has asked them how. And we should. There's no partnership there yet, but it's essential. There are a lot of things experts can help us fix, and we're not asking them about it. We haven't advanced our reconciliation efforts with Saugeen First Nation. We're relying too much on the capacity we currently have instead of the capacity we need to grow. So that report came back and it hit like a brick. It sounded like a government report for the shelf, not a promise to our community. And even so, council approved that version on Monday, September 22nd. And many of us had already reached out after reading the draft to say, hey, wait a minute, we have ideas that can make this stronger. We can bring back the good ideas that were in the original reports. And so we brought forward an omnibus motion, a bundle of practical improvements, including the public reporting and washrooms and wraparound services. Instead of voting that night, council approved their own plan and postponed discussion of the omnibus until Monday the 27th at 5:30 at City Hall, when council meets again. So we might have been disappointed on September 22nd, but we're not discouraged. If a plan is called Vision 2050, it should reflect the people who built it and who have an investment in being here then. So on Monday the 27th at 5:30, we're coming back to City Hall. Families, seniors, students, neighbors, nannies and grannies, with music and signs and spirit, and with a bus. We're not there to argue, we're there to listen and to be heard and to say yes to accountability and good ideas. Owen Sound has always been a caring place, a place that has good ideas and has good leadership. In storms like we had last winter when the snow was above the rooftops, we checked on our neighbors, we cleared driveways, we grabbed the milk, we picked up the mail, all of those things. Those are all community leadership action. So when someone needs help, we step up, and that's the spirit our planning should follow. Open, fair for everyone, not just for a few, and not for a report that ticks off the boxes and sits on a shelf and satisfies no one because the budget is cheap and so are the ideas. On October 27th, we're asking Council to say yes to the omnibus motion and to keep promises public and to rebuild trust, because this is our home. It's where we raise our families. It's where we look out for each other. So let's give Owen Sound a plan that matches the heart of its people, where everyone belongs, everyone helps build the future, and everyone wants to live here. And if you want to know more, join us on Monday and say yes. Yes to Vision 2050, our North Star. So, our call to action to Larry and everyone else in our audience today is pretty clear. We have an opportunity on Monday to show up at City Hall quietly, with dignity, just the sheer numbers of us filling the council chamber. And believe me, I am usually the only one there. If you ever watch council on live stream or video, I'm the lady in the front row who just doesn't give up. So if you can join us and fill those seats, that is a very powerful message. But there's other ways to do it too. All you have to do is email mayor and council. Yeah, there's just one email address. And I'm going to ask somebody to get the email address and put it in the chat, either for Larry, we can send it to you later, but for our video audience, we're going to put that email address so that you can let mayor and council know you want a yes, you want to get there. So show up, email, and you can register if you'd like to join us at City Hall. That would help, because the Owen Sound Police Services has asked me how many people are coming, and I don't know, because I don't know how many the city invited, but I don't think very many, because they've actually locked the front doors. I don't know why they did that, but they've locked the front doors starting on Sunday in the middle of the day, and they're going to stay locked, and you can't use the front entrance or the front plaza, but you can go around the back. Just be warned, though, if you have any mobility issues, that elevator is going to be pretty jammed up to the second floor. So you might want to get there early so that you can not get stuck in a traffic jam, as Linda pointed out. Anyway, yeah, they closed the front entrance for the next couple of days because Heather Hiscox is coming to town. It's homecoming for Heather, and she, of course, is with CBC. She's retiring, and she's been doing a cross-country Canada tour, listening to what communities have to say. So I think she's going to hear two voices, one from the omnibus and Raging Grannies crowd, and another one from the city. The city has obviously an investment in spinning the best story they can, which is great. But what's that expression? It's like putting lipstick on a pig. We know what City Hall looks like when there's no cameras rolling and it's Saturday night. But because CBC is coming, it's also an opportunity for us with dignity and with pride in our city to say, yes, it's a great place to live, and it's going to get better because these tough problems, we're committed to fixing them, because the omnibus gave our city leaders a second chance to build something great. So CBC, I hope you're watching. We need you here. I think we're getting a notice here, Abraham, to take out the full screen, because now we can only see, you've got, that's it. Perfect. Thank you. So that's it, folks. Show up on Monday, send us your emails, send us your letters of encouragement for what we're doing on the omnibus, because we might be rolling into town for a stop on Monday. But next year is an election year. So now that we know what our vision with It's omnibus guardrails to make sure we do the right things. Now that we have that vision, we can go looking for candidates who are ready, willing, and able to make it happen for the next 4 years. So the Raging Grannies will be hosting a series of election year events in neighborhoods, in potlucks, in church basements, in all the grassroots places. The Harmony Center, SOS, yeah, safe and sound. And at the public health unit, maybe. Place hockey arena. Think of it. We will host and empower you as citizens. If you wanted to do it as a potluck, or you want to sit around your kitchen table, or you want to do it in front of the TV, or you want to do it with your card group or with your school group, we will give you the tools to host your own Ask the Candidate Lunch and Learn. So you can invite whoever is running for council to come and talk to you and share their plan. We'll also give you a scorecard. How'd they do? Did they demonstrate the qualities that are necessary in a good municipal leader? Because there actually is standards and guidelines. This is the qualities you need to have in order to do the work ahead and be ready. So we'll be looking for candidates. Essentially, we are doing an executive search brought to you by us. Those nice old ladies who just goofy down the street dancing. And we mean business. We're looking for the right people, and we'll be looking all year, and we'll be watching. Hope you can join us.